Hello and happy 2022. I'm here for your January tarot insights and guidance. I'm going to look at the overall energy, headspace, heart space for your month ahead. And I will also pull an oracle card for some affirmations or further guidance. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these. And we will get started with Aries. All right. So let's go for Aries overall energy in January. Aries overall January energy. Aries overall energy. All right. Headspace, heart space. All right. So Aries, your overall energy for the month of January is the Page of Pentacles, or Princess of Discs in this deck. And this keyword on here says manifestation, but I feel like you really are starting the year out with your fire energy, and you're really feeling into the fact that you have your sights set on certain goals. You're really you've done the work, you've done the research, you're like knowing how to step forward and to make the things that you want happening, which is a really beautiful energy. Very focused. It's a very focused start to 2022 for you, Aries. Your headspace, you've got the Three of Cups. So you want to have fun. You want to have social interactions. You want to be out there just enjoying and celebrating and having a good time. This says friendship on this card, so it could be really highlighted that you just want to connect with people and, you know, just make the most to the start of the year with others in a social circle, in social circumstances. And then in the heart space, you have the Ten of Discs. So this just, again, with this Page of Pentacles here, just points to that you are working towards things to set a foundation for yourself. In your heart space, you really have this strong desire to establish things for yourself, to, you know, create a solid foundation for the future, create stability, create, you know, things that are going to have this lasting impact in your life and for the life of others. So this feels like a really beautiful start to the year for you, where you're focused, your energy is just really moving in the right direction. You have some lighthearted fun happening here, and you're doing things that you know are going to contribute to something that's a bit more solid and in the direction that you want for your future. So I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card. I hold purity in high esteem. Yeah, this card just feels like, because all of her chakras here are really aligned and she's just got these flowers and it's balanced. It just feels like doing what feels good, what feels fun, what you know is setting up the foundation for your future and establishing the type of life that you want. You know that you've got your eye on the prize here. She's just holding it up like, yes. This just feels like being really aligned and really you know, holding these values that you have in a really high regard and high esteem. And that's just how you are stepping out of the gate for this this first month. And that is a very beautiful message and very beautiful start for you, Aries. All right. Let's get into Taurus. What Taurus need to know for January 2022? What is Taurus's overall energy for January 2022? So your overall energy is the Eight of Swords. Feels like you might just sort of be in a little bit of a negative mindset about some things, or you're just not feeling overly positive about how things might be starting for you. What you have on your mind is love, the Two of Cups here with union. So maybe there's some frustration around being single or starting the year out you know, not in a partnership. Your heart space is the Star card. So it does feel like you have a longing, a really hopefulness for things for the future. But the overall energy is like, I'm just not seeing it. I'm not experiencing it. It's on my mind. You're very preoccupied with it. And there could just be some frustration around not having either the partnership that you want with an existing partner, or that you're single and that there's no one out there. But with this Eight of Swords energy, you know, it just kind of seems like maybe you're feeling like it's the same old, same old. So there's this tendency to towards seeing things like nothing's changed, new year, and it's the same old story. And yeah, just some of that headspace around partnership and relationships. Also work partnerships or relationships and connections perhaps. But in your heart of hearts, you do have this longing and this hope and this strong desire for things to take a turn. So I think there is hope deep down within you, but mentally you're kind of like, I don't see it. It's not happening. Let's get an oracle card for Taurus. Oracle card for Taurus. I benefit with gratitude. So I think this is more of an affirmation. This is more of an advice or suggestion for the month. I benefit with gratitude, that there's just a lot of positive things that can get you out of this Eight of Swords energy of like same old, not seeing anything new or different in this year. Or if there's any dissatisfaction with a partnership, an existing partnership, whether that's personal, professional, or, you know, just people that you're connected with, as well as, you know, frustration around being single, that this beautiful Star card in the heart space of what you're really hoping and wishing and feeling into for this like future, use gratitude practice, use giving thanks as a way to really break this Eight of Swords mindset that's sort of got you in a little bit of a funk perhaps. But I benefit with gratitude. That's really beautiful. Again, that's just a nice image there. Okay. All right. Gemini. What do we have for Gemini? Gemini 2022 January energies. Gemini, overall energy for Gemini. Headspace. It's a lot. Headspace, one card please. Headspace. space for Gemini. Heart space for Gemini. I'm not going to take all of those cards. One card, please. Heart space for Gemini. So this is taking a bit of a heart space for Gemini. There we go. Yeah, this makes sense now. So wow, you got 3 major arcana here. You got the sun for your overall energy. This is fabulous, happiness, blissed out. You're feeling really good. You're feeling really light. You're feeling really, yeah, you're just kind of glowing. You've got this sun energy behind you for your overall energy, and it is radiant. Maybe that is how people are seeing you right now, just this really radiant energy. You're just in good spirits. You're happy. This feels awesome. So what a beautiful start to January for you. And your headspace, you've got the Emperor and this wolf image. I feel like, yeah, there's something really like different about this Emperor energy. It's just like this inner, like howling wolf energy that's coming out with the sun. Like you're just like in your power and feeling really vocal about it. It's just like this primal, like, you know, howling at the moon, but you've got the sun here. So it's just, it feels like a very powerful place that you're in, that you just feel confident. You feel really fiery and assertive, and it's just like, yeah, this Emperor has got everything under control because you are feeling great. There were a lot of cards that kept falling out when I was trying to get the heart spaced card, but you got the Chariot. So I feel like you really have this strong desire within you to kind of move forward and like full speed ahead. Like the Emperor and the Sun do not want to be stopped. They do not want any stagnant energy. They don't want any lull in the action. They're like, we got this, let's go. And so the Chariot is really a very determined driving force coming from inside, because you feel so great, because you feel so empowered, because you are radiating this energy. You're just like, bring it on. This is amazing. This looks like, yeah, very, very balanced actually. And with this Chariot energy, just you're in the driver's seat, so you're really feeling great. And you've got 3 major arcana here, so that's just such potent for 3 cards here, and they're all majors. Like, this is big energies. You're feeling yourself. You're in a great place. That's really awesome. One card for Gemini. One card for Gemini, January 2022. Again, lots of cards coming out. You've got a lot going on, Gemini, which isn't surprising. Okay, so you got the I Honor Virtue card. So I feel like that's just connected to this sun energy of like, I only want things that are good and in integrity, aligned with, you know, the direction that your inner wolf is like moving you towards where the Chariot is. It's just really solid. I know what I want energy with this Emperor and the Chariot too, just like this driving force of like, yeah, I know what I honor. And you got this. So that's a super cool energy, Gemini. That's great. All right, let's go on to Cancer. Cancer. January 2022, Cancer. we're ready. What's the overall energy for Cancer? What is the overall energy for Cancer? Cancer, thank you, and heart space. Let's keep it concise, please. One card for Cancer, heart space. Too many cards. One card for Cancer. Okay. So your overall energy, Cancer, is the Star. I feel like there's just an abundance of optimism and just hopefulness and really just feeling really dreamy, really connected to something a bit higher, like a higher power, a higher spiritual place as well with this Star, like this cosmic energy of just like everything's gonna work out for me. You know, there's just something there that's very optimistic and really hopeful. And I'm just looking, these are new cards here. This, you know, it's a very geometric landscape there. It's just like seeing things differently. There's this new lens on things that's got you ready to like, just, yeah, take life by the horns. Because you feel like there's just good things coming. The headspace energy, you got the Strength card. So it feels like there's a bit of boldness and bravery and ready to just like move forward with this overall Star energy into a place where it's like, yes, I can do this. I have the conviction, I have the inner strength, I have what it takes to make my wishes come true. I can do these things. I can make it happen, which is awesome. And then the heart space, you got the Knight of Pentacles. So it just feels like really grounded, solid, steady, willing to put the effort in and take your time to do it right. So it's like all of these things that your energy wishes for and desires in the Star energy, you have the strength and the resilience to kind of pace yourself and do things correctly. That's exactly how this feels, like doing things correctly. So it's like you're not gonna rush through anything because your dreams and desires, you have the fortitude to make it happen and to do it right. You got it going on. You've got a plan. You've got the hope. You've got the strength. And you can really stay the distance with that. Let's get an oracle card for Cancer. I honor animals with reverence. Yeah, these are interesting messages that come out with these cards, but that's very much Cancer energy. She's got like a little hummingbird on her hand and this cat figure there. When I said that you're connected to maybe something of like a higher power or something more spiritual, maybe this is also asking to connect with any animal spirits or animal totems, or just kind of pay attention to maybe signs and synchronicities that come up with any animals that cross your path and things like that. Little hummingbirds and butterflies and, you know, just the animal energy that comes in. That feels like there's something symbolic about that, as well as just like Cancer's connecting with animal energies in general and honoring them with reverence. So I'm a Cancer, so I really like that card because I love animals. All right, Leo. Leo, 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 2022 January energies. What do we have for Leo? Leo's overall energy. Okay. Headspace. Headspace for Leo. Headspace for Leo. Headspace for Leo. And heart space. Headspace for Leo. I'm going to take those because they came out. So your overall energy is the Four of Cups. You might be feeling a little blah. This card says meditation, so there could be just a bit of a pause or stillness feeling. But I just feel like it's not as strong as apathy, but it's just kind of like, it's just a little bit of the blahs, not the usual fiery, passionate Leo sun energy. What's in your headspace is the Six of Wands. In your headspace, you're wanting to like overcome this like, you know, kind of like blah energy. That's all I can, that's the only word I can think of to describe it right now. This blah energy, you want to overcome it. You want to be victorious. You want to have this like, you know, get back into your old self. You want to get back to feeling like your old self. That's where your head is at. Like, I'll get through this. I'm just in a little bit of a funk, but I'll get back to good. And in the heart space, you've got the Three of Wands and the Page of Pentacles here. So that Page of Pentacles showed up in Aries reading as well. Yeah, I mean, in your heart space, you are ready for forward momentum, for things to, you know, start moving, to get things aligned and organized, and like, let's get this ball rolling. Let's get to the victory where I'm winning in life again, and to get out of some of this blah. So I think in your heart, yeah, you're taking some of those small actions and the manifesting, and you know, you're making your way there. In your heart, you can feel it, like that you can have this and you can get back to good. It's just like maybe you've just got a little bit of a funk in the energy right now. Let's see, Leo. I communicate with compassion. So I particularly feel like this applies to communicating with compassion to yourself, how you're talking to yourself right now, that you're not being too hard, that you might have some of this Four of Cups energy lingering around you at the moment, or that, you know, you haven't manifested things, or things aren't, you know, the goals aren't being particularly reached, or, you know, that you're in this like winning on a winning streak right now, so that you really speak with compassion to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself a little bit of space to realize you can't always be on top. You can't always be in the Six of Wands energy, even though that feels good and great. You know, there's a reality and an ebb and a flow to things. So be really compassionate and kind with yourself right now. And don't put so much pressure on yourself. Okay, Virgo. Virgo, January 2022 energies. Is Virgo's overall energy. What is the headspace for Virgo? I'm going to take those, even though it's a lot. And heart space. Okay, so your overall energy is temperance. Yeah, I think there's a need to be patient, to be making sure you are in a very balanced place right now. that you're really tempering your energies. Yeah, patience. Just be patient with how things are moving that are beyond your control. Your headspace, and it was a lot coming out, but I took it. Six of Wands, which just came out for Leo, the Tower, and the Page of Wands. So I feel like, yeah, this is where this Temperance card and why I kept all of these cards out, because the message is really around like wanting to be on top of things, wanting to have, you know, the future kind of planned out and have this certainty around things. And there's just not. This Tower moment is really coming in, and there's a real shakeup on in terms of like the flow of how things are going. And that's where this Temperance card is really important, coming in to just sort of take a step back. The Page of Wands, you know, wants to explore, wants to get out there, and is ready for, you know, what's on the horizon. And the Six of Wands indicating you really want, like I said, you really want to accomplish all the things you want to accomplish, but the Tower is just going to disrupt that a little bit, or at least some of the flow of things or your thought process around things. It's just like there's a little bit of a chaotic energy there, and you just need to slow down a bit. You just need to really temper the energies and really, you know, have a little bit more, cut yourself a little bit of slack here. And then for the heart space, you got the Page of Swords. So again, I think it's just this, like you want to know things, you want to make sure everything's okay, and there's just this little bit of like, you're not certain about things, or you're just not feeling things with the level of certainty that you want right now, and that's really okay. You don't have to have the answers or have everything figured out in this moment. She's just chilling on the beach with her cups, making sure everything is, you know, balanced. So yeah, the Tower here feels much more like mental chatter and chaos. Or having some difficulty with things like the plan changing, or things aren't going the way according to plan that you thought. Your card is I Can Be Trusted. So I think that not only applies to other people, but that applies to yourself, because there's this level of uncertainty that's coming through with the page here of just, yeah, to have these two pages here. I think you can trust yourself. That's an important message here. That you can trust yourself, that everything's going to get accomplished, everything will be fine, everything's going to work out in due time. So to just sort of relax a little bit, make sure you're really keeping this Temperance energy in check and balanced, and be patient. Libra, January 2022 energies. Overall energy for Libra. That's any overall energy for Libra. Headspace. Heart space. Okay. So So your overall energy is the Knight of Cups, Libra. Feels like a really creative, soft energy. Overall, you're feeling very calm, very the key word on here is introspection. There's just a calmness, like you've just kind of, things have settled down, and so you feel in this really sort of soft, creative, dreamy mood. It's like very easy. It's just a very good, nice, flowing energy. Your headspace, you get the Eight of Cups. So it says retreat here on this card, and this usually indicates walking away from things. But I feel like the walking away is just sort of like, you do have this dreamy state, going back to the Knight of Cups, of where you're just like, I know there's better things for me out there. I know there's better, it's optimistic. So it's like, even if you're walking away from things or leaving certain things behind, the feeling is still very much because there's something better for me, because there's something else that I'm getting in my life, or that I'm calling into my life, that's bigger and better. And like, it's a very, it just feels like a very, like you're choosing to be very optimistic. You're choosing to be like, there's good things for me happening. There's good things out there. It feels very hopeful. And then in the heart space, you got the Prince of Discs, which is the Knight of Pentacles, and Cancer got this in their heart space as well. So if you have Cancer in your chart, that might be relevant. But it just feels like it's a really strong, steady, like you're just very secure right now. It feels very secure for you. Like good things have been happening. You can kind of rest now. You know there's good things on the horizon, and anything that's behind you is long gone behind you. And this Knight of Pentacles is just like, slow and steady wins the race. There are good things, and it feels very stable and very solid. I think you're showing up for people. You're showing up for people, and that feels good. Your Oracle card, I am open to love in various forms. So that just feels like this Knight of Cups is just like open and soft and feeling really good. I think there's something around this Eight of Cups that it's like, you've accepted that certain things that didn't happen, or, a different path is being shown to you that you're like totally fine with, moving away from what was before, because you feel really solid in making this decision and moving forward. And I'm open to love in various forms. Just feels like there's different options or different things out there for you, and you have this optimism around it. Like there's lots of different types of love and types of goodness that awaits you or is out there. So you're just open to the next chapter and what's coming in the year and in the month. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio overall energies, January 2022. Energy for Scorpio, January 2022. Hey. Okay. So your overall energy, Scorpio, is the Hanged Man. This feels like there's a new perspective on things. You are seeing things in a completely different way now. There's just been some sort of shift in perception that's like, huh, okay. And so I'll come back to that a bit, but what's happening in the headspace is the moon. So there's, I think, from this shift in perspective and whatever this sort of awakening is a strong word, but sort of like some sort of aha about something in your life that's, you know, it's shifting the way you look at things, is drudging up a lot of shadows, emotions, subconscious elements, you know, that are just kind of tucked away, but, you know, not in, it doesn't mean a bad way. When I'm saying shadows is not a negative thing. It's just like there are different things you're thinking and feeling, and it's all like something's been turned on its head in terms of, the perspective or how you see things. So in the mental space, this moon is like revealing a lot of things that maybe weren't being shown before. In the heart space, you've got the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. So it just feels like, yeah, there's this longing to kind of try out new things, explore a bit of like some of this stuff that, you know, you might be seeing differently with this Hanged Man and this moon. This new perspective on things, this new way is kind of like a little bit of excitement and stirring in your heart of just like, okay, I want to do things differently, or I want to experience things, even if they're things you've experienced before, but like experience them differently. So there's just, it's like a new horizon. Yeah, it feels like a new horizon, very much so. And even with this Hanged Man card, you've got the sun and the moon on here, and it's all about perspective. And with the moon, it might be things that like you would have maybe considered not so great before. Suddenly you're seeing them in a different light. And you just want to try things differently, or, you know, just, like I said, experience things in a fresh, new way. Let's get a card for Scorpio. Card for Scorpio. Or 2 cards. So I am kind and I speak with good intent. Yeah, that could be part of this perception shift and some of this moon energy kind of bringing things forward is like, maybe you haven't been presenting yourself in the way that you want to. Or even, you know, just catching yourself that you might have been saying things negatively without even realizing it. Or, you know, just like, you know, I speak with good intent feels very much like the power of your words, and that sometimes, you know, maybe we're complaining about things, or you know, just there's some things that kind of come up that are like, and you kind of, you speak negatively, but that has an impact around your perspective of things, your vibration of things, how, you know, with the moon, to just sort of watch your words and how powerful words are for manifesting. And I am kind, I think that's also, you know, just being kind to yourself. So maybe some of these ideas of I speak words, or or speak with good intent is like maybe you're not even, maybe the self-talk is not being as kind to yourself as it could be. So, all right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, January energies. 2022, January, Sagittarius. Wow, so this is the third time the stars come out. Your overall energy is the Eight of Cups. So this definitely feels like you've just had it with things that aren't working out, people that aren't meeting you where you're at, and you're okay with just sort of turning your back on those things and walking away. This absolutely feels like walking away from things that no longer serve you. And I say that because your mental space is the Queen of Swords, and she's definitely cutting out the BS and cutting out anything or anyone that isn't aligning or, you know, isn't matching up to what it is you're putting out there. So I think you have no problem in January of starting afresh, cleaning the slate, you know, wiping it clean, and just, you know, being very selective and very discerning with who and what you're going to be entertaining this month. And in your heart space, you've got the Star card, which this might have been, I can't remember. Cancer had this, and one other sign had the Star card. It might have been Taurus or Gemini, but yeah, the Star card. So you've got big dreams, you've got big hopes and plans that are happening in your heart of hearts, and you're really able to step forward with a very clear and concise way forward. And like I said, you have no problem eliminating anything that's on your path that shouldn't be there, or, you know, is not supportive of what it is that you're working towards fulfilling in your heart's desire. So this is a really clear message. It's really short and really sweet, Sag. Like, it's just, yeah, I know what's good for me. I'm not going to accept anything less, and I know in my heart of hearts what I want, and I'll take the necessary steps to cut out anything or anyone that's not going to help me achieve that. So you've got, I regard all altars with respect, and I communicate with compassion. So a lot of the same cards are coming out. So this is, I guess there are messages that are collectively resonating here, but I regard all altars with respect, and I communicate with compassion. So I feel like, you know, obviously it's very symbolic of respecting all altars, but I think there is a way of, you know, you might not have any problem cutting things and people out, but doing so in a respectful way, doing so, I communicate with compassion, cutting these things out, cutting these people out in a way that, you know, is like, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Like, you don't want to create any of that bad feelings just for the sake of like, but I don't want to, or I'm not interested anymore. You know, there is a way to soften it, to respect it, that still satisfies your Queen of Swords and knowing what you want and doing it. You know, that idea of communicating with compassion, respecting, regarding all altars with respect. You know, that there's a real sort of reverence for like how you treat other people, even if you know they're not maybe treating you as you want, kind of taking the high road and being able to just sort of Yeah, it feels like just being a little bit softer and more compassionate as a way to kind of clear your own karma in a way, you know, that you're just not generating any conflict and animosity unnecessarily. You know, there's a way to move forward in a calm, measured, sort of compassionate way. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn energy for January 2022. Capricorn. Overall energy for Capricorn. Headspace for Capricorn. Heart space for Capricorn. Heart space for Capricorn. My gosh, this Knight of Pentacles. Third time he's come out in the heart space. Capricorn, you get the 10 of Wands for your overall energy. So I think there is a feeling of having a lot of weight on your shoulders, having a burden to carry. You're just kind of tired. But the good news is it's like this is kind of the end of that cycle, the end of that feeling weighed down and carrying so much responsibility and burden. Your headspace is the 2 of Pentacles, which the key word on here is change. So it feels like if you've been juggling things and you've been overloaded and you're just kind of overwhelmed and it's like, oh, I'm so tired, there is change changes on your mind, and that juggling is ready to, you're ready to like you're ready to put the things that need to be prioritized first, and everything else is just like, it can go on the back burner. So you, I think, are going to choose to really lighten your own load. Like you're gonna be able to make some decisions around what needs your attention and fully focus on what's most important to you without feeling overwhelmed and burdened. Because there are things that will be there for another day. You don't have to take care of everything right now. The heart space, this came out for Cancer and I think Libra, this Knight of Pentacles. I'm sorry, I'm itching because there's some mosquito that's biting me somewhere. In your heart, you're looking for things to just stabilize, to have things under control, for things to feel calm and to feel really, you know, just solid. Like there's none of this juggling anymore, none of this burden. It's like, you also have with this, he's a very well-armored knight here. You have the strength, like in your heart, you are kind of armored up and able to take on this burden, but I think it's time to stop and take a break. So this night is just a little bit more of a solid, slow energy. Like I said, there are things that can go on the back burner that'll be there in a few weeks, in a few months, whatever, that you can really, it's time for you to actively lighten the load. Capricorn, message for Capricorn. Message for Capricorn. He wants to come out. Capricorn. Message for Capricorn. I can be trusted. yeah, a lot of these same cards are coming out. I think Virgo had this. The burden is heavy. You're going to make some choices and prioritize what you need to prioritize. You're strong, you're stable, you're steady. You can be trusted. You got this. So essentially, I think there's also another message here of like the burden of responsibility, that even if people are trusting you to take on their burdens and take care of things, that, you know, maybe it's time to armor up a little bit and say no to some things, that I can't juggle everyone's responsibilities and problems, or, you know, take care of everyone, that it's really okay, that you can trust yourself to make the decisions, to set the right boundaries and not take on more than you can handle. So definitely some change will come once you create those boundaries. Aquarius. We have Aquarius, January 2022 energy for Aquarius. Alright, what do we have? Overall energy for Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, your overall energies is the 10 of Pentacles, and it feels like you're just, you've got your eye on the prize. You really know what your life is meant to look like and how you want it to look like, and it's a very beautiful, established energy. Like everything you're doing contributes to your future as a whole. Like everything you're all about, like the way you're thinking about things, the actions you're taking, everything is like, this is all part of the big plan of like my awesome legacy and life. And your headspace, you've got the 7 of Pentacles. So it feels like that waiting around for that legacy and all of these things to kind of come together and reveal themselves as such, might have you feeling like, where is it? I've planted these seeds. I'm ready to eat the fruits of my labor, and it's just not quite ready yet. So the key word on this card is perseverance. So, you know, just to believe that those things that you have been waiting for will happen, because your energy is conducive to this really powerful, impactful legacy of such. And in your heart space, you've got the Strength and the Hermit. So it feels like, yeah, just hang in there. You've got the resilience, you've got this inner wisdom, you've got this like there's this whole inner landscape that you're waiting for to reveal and show itself in the outer world. And it's not yet, but it is, it's all part of the energy. So it is all, even if you're not seeing it at the moment, if you're not experiencing this life as you hope it would be right now, you know, there's still all this inner stuff that is feeding it. And that's going to continue to lead you on the right path and to the right thing. So it's a very strong message around what you may not see in the tangible material world is still growing and happening on a spiritual and energetic level. So just keep your eye on the prize is how that feels. Because it's all part of it. It's all happening, and it's all going to come together, and it's all going to be so good. I am trustful in my relationships. So that could be part of this Ten of Pentacles as well, that maybe there's a partner that's missing from, like this missing piece, that there's a partner that you want to have that's not showing up yet. But I'm trustful in my relationships. Feels like, just have trust that the right relationships are in your life. And it might take some work with the Strength card. It might take a little bit of waiting with the Seven of Pentacles. But I think most importantly with the Hermit here, it's like you can trust yourself and trust that the right people, you'll connect with the right people will be in your life. And by choosing those right people, there can be an established trust there. So, trustful in all sorts of relationships to money, yeah. Okay, Pisces, January 2022. This overall energy, Pisces. All right, so Pisces, you got the Ten of Cups for your overall energy. I feel like there's just so much bliss and awesomeness and happiness all around you. And I really hope that you're experiencing and feeling that as well. That this is just, this is the energy that's surrounding all over. It's just like, yeah, it feels like it's just circling all around you, that there's this really beautiful harmony and happiness and just these really blissed out good feelings. But yet in your mental space, you get the Five of Cups. So that's why I said I hope you're experiencing this and feeling this, because energetically it's all like, it's just there for the choosing. But mentally, you may have some disappointment or some feelings of just how she's looking out onto the horizon, like things are just not working out like the way I wanted them to or as I expected them to. And so there's just this feeling of like loss and just some sadness that's cropping up. Your heart space, you got the Emperor and the Knight of Cups. So I think in your heart, it's like, you're this awesome, like powerful, in control creator of things. Like you can choose this at any time that you want. Like it is here for you, waiting. But maybe there's just a little bit of stubbornness or refusal to kind of refusal to bend a bit to see things, or to open up fully in a really from the heart, that there's something, it's like this is all here on offer, but yet you're still just like a little bit hesitant. But then this other half of you is just like, I want it so much, like it's mine. But yeah, that there might be a little bit of hesitation of just fully allowing yourself to be in this Ten of Cups energy because of whatever disappointments and losses and maybe regrets or grief or sadness or anything that's kind of coming up in a mental conversation. All right, I ran out of space on my phone. Allowing yourself to be in that Ten of Cups, or to receive that Ten of Cups energy, to have the loving, blissful energy there. Let's get one card for Pisces, and then we'll finish. I praise the goddess and the god. So I think there is just maybe a little bit of losing a little bit of perspective of things, and some of this advice is just to really get back to whatever you connect with that feels spiritually fulfilling and good, that can kind of raise up to this Ten of Cups level, because in this Emperor energy, it's like you want it, you're like, you know, you have this like primal urge to like, oh, it's like really going for it. And then there's this beautiful, soft, loving energy around the Knight of Cups that, yeah, just maybe getting back to some form of prayer, or some form of gratitude, or some sort of, you know, form of connection to nature, and just however it is that you experience something that's really divine. But I praise the god and goddess is just an invitation to really step back into the heart space and to get into some of that good, loving Ten of Cups energy. So that is what I have for everyone for January 2022. This was just a little quick overview. I definitely want to do more in-depth videos in the future, but this was just a little sample, a little teaser. So hope everyone's well, and Happy New Year!